very much. Appreciate the very kind introduction by Ms. Prophet. That opening piece was called Prairie Dances by composer David Holsinger. Very exciting work. I think the students enjoyed it. It's a fun piece to play. The next piece is completely different. It is a setting of the American hymn tune Nettleton, which is more commonly known as Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. And this arrangement was done by my college band director, Johnny Vinson, who was director of bands at Auburn. And so he has been a very good mentor and friend to me. And so when I have these opportunities to guest conduct high school groups, I like to try to program one of his pieces as a way of saying thank you to him, even though he's not in attendance. But it's a beautiful setting of this lovely American hymn, Nettleton. different ways you can, as a clinician, you can approach a clinic situation like this. One way is to bring a little bit less music, work on it a little bit more, and try to give a very polished performance. And the disadvantage of that is that students don't get exposed to as much music. Or you can bring more music, and you can rehearse it as much as you can, realizing there are going to be some things that you may not get to as much as you would like, but the big advantage there is they get a chance to read and play some more music. And that's what I decided to do. That piece that we just played was the piece I sort of added late, because I think, one, it's just a beautiful piece. It's in a different style, and these guys were working hard. I wanted them to have the opportunity to be exposed to some different music, and so that's why we added that piece somewhat late. I think they did a really nice job with it. This next piece is by a composer named Robert Smith, and he's a very popular composer. A lot of folks have played his music. It's really good. It's really interesting, and this piece is called Hymn Song Variants. Now, unlike the hymn that you just heard, the melody of this piece is not actually a composed hymn that you would know. It is an original melody that Mr. Smith put in a hymn style. And then he's taken that hymn, and we're going to hear it in a bunch of different variations throughout the piece. And so there will be difference in tempo. There will be difference in key. It'll go from major to minor. Different voices will have it. It'll be loud. It'll be soft. But throughout the piece, you will hear the melody that you're actually going to hear at the very beginning, and then we go pretty much into the variations. So before we do this, I want to just have the band play the hymn so that you'll recognize and know exactly where it is, so you'll be able to hear it. Okay, so this is not the piece, this is just them playing the hymn for you. It's a simple melody, very nice. It sounds like it could come out of a hymn book. But just listen as we play the piece, all the different ways that the composer has treated it. This is Hymn Song Variants by Robert Smith. we play our last piece, I too would like to thank Ms. Prophet, Mr. Boucher, Dr. Mathena, for inviting me to come and spend this weekend with these students. These have been tremendous students, not just with their playing, but also with their rehearsal etiquette, their demeanor, their politefulness, their respectfulness. And those things don't happen by accident. Those things happen because they are taught. And they are taught well by parents and band directors who work with these kids every day, and they bring them to me so I can work with them for a weekend. And it's been a real pleasure, and I appreciate the staff inviting me here. I want to echo the statements made by my colleagues earlier about continuing to play. This is something we talked about earlier in the rehearsal today. These students are having a great experience in high school band, otherwise they wouldn't be here. And it's really sad. I see this a lot as a college band director. Many high school students, in spite of the fact that they have a great high school experience, once they graduate, they put the horns in the cases, they put the cases away, and they never play their horns again. In spite of all the time, the instruments, the investment, the things that have gone on. And many of them do because they don't think there are opportunities for them to continue. And I'm telling you, as someone who teaches at a university, that there are many opportunities for them to continue. Many of these students are going to consider coming to Co-Lin, and if they do, I can't say enough good things about the staff and what they're doing here. This is an excellent place to come continue your education, and if they do come here, I do hope that they'll come and play in the Co-Lin band, because there are some really fine things happening in this program. Some of them may decide to go on to four-year school right out of high school, and if they do, there's some great four-year university bands here. I teach at Mississippi State, but I have really good friends that teach at the other four-year schools, and I know that they, like I, would be delighted to have any of them come and audition to play in our program. And as many people know, they can use their instruments to help pay for college, and that's there's really not very much that's outpacing the inflation of college tuition these days. And just to do something that you enjoy doing and have that also be able to help pay for college tuition, I think is a win-win situation. So whether the students are going to come here, which again, this is just a fantastic place, the people here are wonderful, or if they're going to go to a four-year school, whatever it is, parents, when y'all go to visit schools, please make an appointment to visit with the band directors at those schools, because we all need good kids like this to keep playing in our programs. And as much as they enjoy their high school band experience, they will likely love even more the college band experience and what it has to offer. And then we hope once they finish doing that, they'll go out and, like Dr. Warfield said, community bands, church groups, all different kinds of ways to keep playing beyond college. So please don't forget that when you're looking at colleges, you look at community colleges, looking at universities, the band is an excellent way to go. We're going to finish our program with an American March by Carl King. And I like to do marches on concerts because the march is the heritage of the band. It's what the band owns. It's something that's original to bands, and so it's a way of tipping the hat to our roots as band students by playing a march. This is called the Avenger March, and this will be the last piece on our program. Thank you for coming and listening, and thank you for the good work that you do with your children and these students every day.
guys. Thank you. This concludes our program. And thank you, especially thank you for those of you that stayed from the very first note.